We've all imagined it. If you could build your dream house, what would that look like? A space that inspires you, calms you, and ultimately helps you live your best life? We've asked today's hottest designers to make this their mission.
We wanted to create an area of serenity.
Each design team will take a room from studs to the finishing touches.
And we want to create a space that's unique, inviting, and a ton of fun.
Showing you how to make every corner of your space work harder, better, and more beautifully than you ever thought it could.
Make a statement.
I'm Carisha Swanson from House Beautiful, and we are building the dream in Nashville. Our next designer is kitchen and bath designer Matthew Quinn. Matthew has designed countless luxury kitchens, pantries, baths, and even closets for his clientele, and published 2 books appropriately called Quintessential Kitchens. Matthew will be taking over the kitchen and butler's pantry. His mission is to create an organized and beautiful space that gives time back to the family and promotes cooking together at home. He has one of the hardest tasks. His room has to be completed first and sets the tone for the entire open floor space of the main level. I'm heading down to Atlanta to see what selections Matthew has made for the kitchen and butler's pantry. My first stop is his showroom, Design Galleria, at the Atlanta Decorative Arts Center.
I'm all about time, saving time. Luxury is time.
Right.
If I can save somebody 5 minutes a day, it will save them 30 hours a year.
30 hours a year.
Yeah, that's like, it's mind-blowing.
That's crazy,
right.
yes.
So then if I can do 10 minutes by adding on some really cool appliances that
Right.
save time, then that's 60 hours. So we've got this nice, large, almost 10-foot island.
Okay.
Covered in Caesar stone.
Okay.
There's no other options for the kitchen tops. I'm like, this is it. This island is so deep.
Yes.
That there's typically some dead space. It can be storage.
Yeah.
But I actually put a dog bed down here. Of course, we have the 48-inch signature kitchen suite range. As you know, it's the only range on the market that has sous vide cooking, 4 gas burners, and induction, plus a steam oven and a normal convection oven.
I mean, you can literally do everything on this.
I may be able to save 5 minutes a day with layout. This and this refrigerator will start adding 5, another 5, and then another 5. So you start getting up to like, wow, I just saved an entire week of time just because of the layout of the kitchen. And then of course we've got what I call the tall wall. So this is our 30-inch signature kitchen suite column refrigerator, matching a 30-inch freezer. And then of course, 71 bottles of wine in case you make a mistake and you don't save time.
So this is the kitchen, and then you move into the pantry space.
Then we have a pantry right next to it. So let me show you that. So it's a big space.
That is a big space.
Another great window.
Yeah.
Another great big sink, another dishwasher. We've got a microwave drawer and then a second refrigerator that's 24 inches wide. You know, I wanted to bring texture and pattern and color into the space. And I kind of focused on this herringbone, or actually chevron pattern.
Yeah, sure.
I thought this would be really cool on this wall. It'd be too much if it was the whole kitchen. But on this wall, I thought it'd be great to kind of introduce this pattern into the panels. You know, I try and golden thread. So there may be one element that's in the kitchen that's going to show up in the pantry and vice versa. So I always try and relate them, but but they will have different feels.
Yeah, yeah. That's great. Okay, well, so what are we
going
gonna
to look at finishes?
Yeah, we got to look at finishes.
Cool.
Thank you.
All right, Carisha, let me show you.
Show me what, Matthew?
Well,
this is like an explosion of product.
This is like literally my brain.
How does it start for you?
The floor. Always the floor. I kind of look at it as I'm going to select things that have the fewest options first.
Okay.
And then move my way to bigger, more options.
Okay.
Like paint. Come on.
Right.
There's thousands of paint. So next, countertops. There's really not a ton of choices of countertops. And I already told you I fell in love with the Excava from Caesar Stone.
Yes.
So this is a honed finish. It doesn't reflect light.
Okay.
Plus, you know what's funny? Every time I do a kitchen, a show house kitchen.
Yes.
And I do a honed finish. People come in and they immediately want to rub their hands and touch the countertops.
Yes.
And your guests will do the same thing.
Yes.
If you have a polished top, it's funny. People don't touch the countertop. And I want people to like touch everything.
For it to be a tactile experience.
So I want to break up some of the wood with some paint too.
Okay.
Darker I'm a little nervous about because we only have 2 windows in the room. So maybe we should go lighter. So you see kind of
Oh,
this
sure.
cabinet
Right,
finish, the wood
right.
finish, and then that Excava, and it kind of just pulled it all together. So I started looking at blues. So I kind of had this family of blues. I kind of like the softness of this, and I thought it looked beautiful. Then I had to think about the pantry. We talked about golden threading before. It could be a color, a finish, a pattern, a texture.
Some sort of
Something
continuity.
jumps from one room to the next.
Okay.
So, I mean, clearly the two of us love this color, this deep
Clearly.
navy blue. So
Sure.
I basically translated this to a stain.
Oh.
Is how I kind of ended up with this finish in the pantry.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even realize how different they were.
I mean, we've got
Okay.
the foundation of
This
the
is the
kitchen done.
foundation,
Now let's
yes.
figure out the jewelry part of it.
Okay.
So we have this amazing hood.
Yes.
Francois and Company hood. It's going to be centered between those two windows. And I felt like this finish felt good to me. So the last thing we talked about, paint. There's
Right,
a
then you said there's a
million
thousand
tons of paint.
choices. Yes.
So the Castle Team's group used classic gray, Benjamin Moore classic gray,
Okay.
the trim color in the
Yes.
house. I think it was perfect. Like it was almost like it was meant to be. We could have
Oh, right,
changed
look
it,
at that, yeah.
but it just looked beautiful with everything. So they asked me what's the ceiling. And funny, I forgot to mention the ceiling. Having a wood ceiling up there actually absorbs sound as well. So I did a chevron pattern in the ceiling. We're gonna paint it a high gloss light blue.
Oh, a high gloss.
And I just think we end up with this kind of really beautiful palette. People will obsess over like, everything has to match.
Yeah.
I love mixing the materials. They just have to complement each other.
Sure. Now we're heading down the hall to Tebow for the window treatments and all-important custom dog bed.
Matthew, you are the kitchen guy. What are we doing in a fabric showroom?
Well, we needed to kind of add a couple of layers to
Okay,
the kitchen.
yeah.
Add some fabric, some window treatments, and we have that amazing dog bed. We're looking outside through a beautiful window.
That's
been
true.
painted black. We're going to see something through there. So we really I don't want anything to compete.
Okay.
So it's really just about adding a layer to it, really is what it comes down to. Pretty soft. It's got those warm colors of the oak.
Yes.
The blue color of the cabinets, and I think this will look amazing with the countertop.
Okay, so now we're walking to Doggyland.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got it.
Okay.
So these are the indoor-outdoor fabrics that Tebow has to offer, and you know, it's really just finding something that is going to disguise dog hair, disguise stains, be able to resist, you know, scratches, claws, that type of thing. This one's kind of taking animals literally, more animal prints. But maybe this is kind of, you know, kind of cool. It's like an animal print, but more of a geometric version.
Right.
I think that looks really great with it.
So you feel
So
like
I kind of feel like something like this, Labrador Retriever, that kind of color, hair, white
Right.
dog hair, all that will just kind of disappear.
yes,
on
this family cannot have black dogs then, right?
that. That is very true. Yes. Super durable, withstands
All of that.
all of that. I think it's perfect.
That's great. And so they can just like unzip this and wash it when they need
Absolutely.
to. Well, that was pretty easy.
Yeah.
Matthew is on his way to Caesarstone to choose countertop slabs in Tennessee. Before we check that out, LG invited me to come to Seoul, South Korea to visit their signature kitchen suite showroom where all of the kitchen's appliances are coming from. I had to change my shoes, which is customary, to put on a couple of slippers when we walk around. It's just like being in somebody's home. That's the cool thing about being here in this space is they really make it feel like you're in a home to showcase both their European models and their North American models. You can see the signature dishwasher, even though this is apparently part of the European market, it looks pretty similar to what's going into our house in Tennessee. And then here they have the column refrigeration. This is a fantastic unit for being able to really cram in everything. And one of the coolest parts is that it's all stainless steel, so everything's gonna stay super fresh and super cold in here. This is Signature Kitchen Suite's newest launch, their Wine Cave. The Wine Cave is called that because it has all of the benefits of what we imagine to be in a wine cave. No vibration, low humidity, all the things that are going to preserve your wine as long as humanly possible. It's beautiful inside. You've got your showcase rack, and I cannot wait to see this in our house in Nashville, Tennessee. Hopefully full of wine. And then it's back to Tennessee, where Matthew and Richard Anaskevich, the designer for the master bathroom, are heading to Caesarstone to see their slabs in person.
Oh my, this place is massive.
So much to see.
I hope we're able to find our slabs. Excava, Excava, where are you? Oh my God, oh, here it is. I've never seen it in a full slab. I've only seen the little sample. What a difference. just love all the colors in it. You've got the copper, look at these copper veins.
Beautiful.
This auburn and chestnut colors, and of course that light blue. That's what made me fall in love with it, is the little sample had this light blue, and it just kind of started the whole thing.
And what's going in your pantry?
Oh, that's on white Attica. Let's see if we can find that one. Oh, I think this is it. Yeah, I've seen this in a whole slab before. I just love this material. Perfect choice for the pantry. Nothing's gonna destroy this. It's so durable. I love the way the pattern and the colors ebb and flow through it. I love it.
With all the details mapped out, the designers stopped by the home to see how the early stages of construction are coming.
So you start here, start selecting finishes, and it's funny how it kind of just feeds its way to the rest of the house. This being in Nashville, a whole different group of designers. Oh, I'm so glad we did the ceiling. It looks so amazing. Nice wide aisle widths for 2 people to cook in the space. This is the perfect family kitchen. So I've got the freezer here, the signature kitchen suite wine column, and the signature kitchen suite refrigerator. So this kind of becomes this big tall wall. And then all my glasses will fit in here right next to the wine cooler. Wow, Architectural Grill did such a great job on this grate. Again, I repeated that chevron pattern that's in the ceiling and on that tall wall. We've got a signature kitchen suite microwave, a Kohler farmhouse sink, and then here I did a stained finish but a deep blue, and the wall color in here is a tile from Acto, and it matches the color of the cabinetry in the kitchen. This is like a New York City kitchen just here in the work pantry.
With so many moving parts and major structural installations like quartz slabs, plumbing, and cabinetry, Matthew's installation starts early and has its own unique challenges.
With the kitchen, you know, before the house is even breaking ground, we've completely space planned it, laid it out. We know exactly what it looks like. We know where every outlet is, where every light fixture is in the ceiling. So our moving in, because these components are permanently attached to the house, our move-in day is very different than some of the designers in the house that are moving in furniture. I always believe you have to fall in love with one thing. The Caesar stone Excava is what kind of started the color palette of the space. So during the space planning phase, we actually pushed this window out of the house to get more light. So what it does is, instead of the window being under the eaves of the roof, we actually pushed it out. More light comes in the space because I know I wanted a really deep countertop here. That way we can grow fresh herbs right here, ready to go. Instead of anything dried or out of a bottle, you're able to grab your herbs right here and use it right here on your range. And then an 18-inch wine cooler. So what we did here is we put all the glassware right at your fingertips, right next to the wine cooler, right next to the refrigerator. So what you don't see yet is we have a car tinting company coming to tint this glass, so that way it looks like the tint that's inherent into the wine cooler. So these two look similar. So here we've got the eating bar, and I wanted to be able to make it really easy to charge here. So this is a very, very thin piece of wood below a charger. So you just put your phone right in that location and start charging. Carisha, come see it all done.
Oh, it's so good.
So of course we're in the working pantry now.
Yes.
So we just came off the garage, mudroom, got all our groceries in our hand. Here we come, we've got all this countertop, a refrigerator.
So yes, I see myself holding my groceries.
That's right.
I can dump them right here, or the kids coming in snack time.
Right.
They can run in here instead of running through the kitchen.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but we're gonna run into the kitchen.
We are. Let's go check it out.
Perfect.
You're looking all the way through the space, you're seeing the gorgeous dining room, and then you walk into the middle of the house, the center, the heart of the home.
This is beautiful.
Light and bright, the focal point of the kitchen, this beautiful dramatic hood.
We saw this in Atlanta.
All 300 pounds hanging on the wall.
Yes, I'm glad
right.
somebody else had to do that.
That's right. Then we got the Caesar stone, beautiful backsplash, slab backsplash, and of course our signature kitchen suite range.
Beautiful. And this I know does everything.
Everything. So besides having the sous vide and the induction here, one of the best things I love about these grates is you can flip them over for wok cooking. And then of course this what we call the tall wall.
So
So
the tall
here-
wall has
has a 30-inch refrigerator, and of course you notice the herringbone detail
Yes.
again, brought into this with a two-tone effect. Our wine preservation column. This is actually looks like the wine column, but it's actually all of our glassware.
Oh, so it's all tinted.
And then a 30-inch freezer next to it.
So you've got lots of storage in this space.
Tons. I mean, should we try out some wine?
Why not? I think it's time for us to cheers to
Cheers.
dinner and the completion of your kitchen, and then get some food.
Wonderful. Cheers.
I've known Matthew Quinn for at least 5 years now, and he never fails to surprise me.
When people come in here, I want the first thing that they feel is that they relate to the space. They can immediately picture themselves cooking here.
Today, our lives are so busy that we need to have spaces that kind of function for multiple purposes. And so he always creates a space that speaks to that speaks to the way people are living today.
So as far as the use of a butler's pantry or a working pantry, it can be a space if you entertain and everyone is in your kitchen, which is probably the most common situation. When all those dishes are done after the meal, it's a great place to put all those dishes. Sometimes we even do it so that when the kids come home from school, they can prepare a snack or get their drinks or get their snacks all in that space.
This is a space that can function for anybody because he's been so thoughtful in that design. So I think now it's time to sit back, relax, and actually eat. After all, it is a family kitchen.